guys, afternoon. Have you recovered yet? Fucking hell. I've had about 2 hours sleep. I'm absolutely crackered. I've got to tell you, I'm actually living off the memories. The adrenaline is still pumping all the way through me. I can't tell you. That last night was literally sensational. Truly magnificent. An absolute spectacle of high quality, just pure sheer drama from the very first kick to the very last, and it was all mixed with complete and utter emotion. The most incredible atmosphere that I've heard at Stamford Bridge for well over a decade, and I really do mean that. I probably Napoli is probably the most nearest I can describe it, but that, it was just amazing, just absolutely amazing. You know, the way the crowd, I mean, Frank mentioned it, the electricity and the energy that was being transmitted from the stands last night. You know, we're talking all four sides, you know, top, middle, lower sections, absolutely bouncing off the rafters. In, you have to say, the most incredible game I've ever witnessed probably in my life. I actually think it was better than the 4-4 draw against Liverpool, and it was billed as the game between the two youth sides of Europe. You could argue the finished product against the possibility of something even better, and what we saw yesterday was just two sides that just went for it. You know, incredible to see a side come to Stamford Bridge and not sit as a low block. You know, literally a side that comes with all the confidence in the world to be able to play their own way and play their own style. I mean, fuck me, even when they were down to 9 men, they were attacking. You know, that's what's flushed throughout their DNA is Ajax. And I don't even know how to describe it. I think even if I try, I think I'm going to leave half the game out. Hence was the just sheer magnitude of all the incidents that took place. I mean, within the first 3 minutes, it was 1-1. Obviously, Ajax take the lead. Defensive error, but not a great start, you have to say. But then within a minute, we get a penalty where they basically hacked at Christian Pulisic twice, who I thought was magnificent last night. And as I say, we're rewarded a penalty, and Juninho steps up and does his sort of hop, skip and a jump methodology. And I mean, have you ever seen a player do that? Seriously, I mean, that's his trademark, and something that I've never seen before. The only time I've ever seen it is, as I say, Juninho. And he just kind of does it in a way in where he kind of makes the goalkeeper commit through the whole motions of how he performs it, and then just rolls it in, you know, effortlessly. It's just incredible. And at 1-1, it's now going from one end to the other. We have a massive opportunity where Tammy Abraham's just slightly offside, but what a finish. That would have been 2-1, but it was disallowed. And then they get a second goal where it was a brilliantly curled sort of ball in, and their player comes in, ghosts in, and gets a little head to it. Beautiful little touch, actually. Really well worked goal. And it's 2-1 to Ajax. And then it's not like they were dominating from then on in. I've heard it said that they were, but I don't think they were. Just that the scoreline suggested that. We were then making chances too, and just them final balls weren't coming off. And then they get their third goal, which was a bit of a freak, really. I think it was more of a kind of like a shot where it, as I say, a set piece, where he kind of curled it, and it carried the momentum, carried round, and it ricocheted off and hit poor Kepa in the nose, and down as an own goal. I think that's a bit of a disgrace, really. It should be given to the Ajax player, and not down as an own goal. And I think the stats at that time was 1 shot on target for Ajax, and we were 3-1 down. And the interval came, and you're kind of just drawing your breath and thinking, you know, what's it going to be like now? And actually, funny enough, at that time, I thought that the crowd was a little bit flat. Obviously, the scoreline didn't help, but I didn't think we were really on it. But of course, it got incredible as the night went on, to just levels of, you know, sort of levels of what you just couldn't. Just the decibels were just like at the highest level as the game wore on. But then, of course, the second half started, and we started fantastically well with that Zuma run, where he would have probably been the greatest goal ever scored by a defender had he, you know, put the ball in the back of the net. But he'd done everything right, but his shot, of course, was woeful. But he literally he ran 3/4 of the pitch on the run, taking players. Brilliant. And even Frank had to laugh at the finish, but, you know, it set the tone. The crowd really got up for that, and then bang, we're brought down back to earth as Ajax get their 4th goal, and it was a really well taken goal, you have to say. Typical Ajax, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And their supporters in the West, well, obviously they weren't allowed to be at the game. They were on a ban, but there was a cluster of them, about 50 or 60 of them, all in half and half scarves in the West End. Middle tier, where a lot of our fans were really pissed with the stewards for not doing anything about it, and our stewards got flapped around, and they all walked like running around as if they were going to attempt to do something, but they didn't do fuck all. And 4-1, and at that point you're thinking, fucking hell, that Tottenham gets battered, you know, the Bayern Munich song, it might actually come and haunt us, you know. At that point, you're thinking you really are fearing the worst. And then we get a second goal, and Cesar Azpilicueta just managed to get a foot on the ball just to see it over the line. The crowd then goes crazy, because we're thinking that we can perhaps maybe nick something, or we're back in the game, you know. And then we get the double sending off, where both their centre halves that were on yellows both get their marching orders, one for the foul and then second for the handball, which led to a penalty. So they got hit 3 times there on the spin, Ajax, and 2 of their players get sent off, so they're down to 9 men, and we get a penalty, and Juninho steps up and does his thing, and 4-3, and the crowd now is going absolutely crazy. And then it's all us. We're coming at them. The crowd's really buzzing. You can feel it. It's like a wave, a blue wave. And then we get the 4th goal. Reece James, who made a tremendous difference to the balance and the way we looked as a team in the second half. And he came on for Marcos Alonso, and the versatile Cesar Azpilicueta switched over on to the left-hand side. Just had a lot better balance, real good balance. Cesar's an absolute professional. In fact, I think he's really good on that side. Maybe we've just solved it, you know. Reece one side, Cesar the other. And he gets an incredible goal, and he just goes absolutely crazy. The crowd's going crazy. I'm going absolutely mad. Everyone around me's going mad. The Ajax, I had a quick look up at the Ajax fans. They've got their heads in their hand thinking, here we go. 4-1, you know, and it's now 4-4. And crowd is absolutely going mad. You can feel Chelsea have now got the momentum. And then we get the killjoy moment, where it was almost just fairy tale stuff, where 5-4, Cesar Azpilicueta, where it's judged to have been a handball or ball to hand. But nevertheless, VAR, the fucking nemesis of us this season, it really hasn't done us any favours this year. We've been so unlucky, so unlucky with that bloody VAR. Rules it out, and Ajax get lucky, and then we still have opportunities to get that winner, and then Ajax nearly come close, and at that point, and with 9 men, they still managed to carve out an opportunity where Kepa makes a brilliant save, and then right at the very death, Michi Batshuayi, who comes on, gets a fantastic effort in, and their goalkeeper makes a frigging brilliant save, which could be the difference right at the end. And it ends, and I'll tell you, last night I was totally and utterly exhausted. When I got home last night, I couldn't sleep. It was just, my adrenaline was just pumping right through. And today I've been to Bedford, and as I say, even though I've hardly had any sleep at all, I'm still awake on it all, because when I got home last night, I was watching all the videos and the pundits and seeing what everyone said. And it's incredible. I've done a video on another channel, and I said something which is very, very true. A lot of people say to me, Tone, why is Chelsea fans so elated with this season? This may be a season where you might not win a trophy. And I always say this. I said, look, let me explain it to you like this. I said, we have, running through our club history, our DNA, we're serial winners, yeah? You don't go 25 seasons with 25 trophies, yeah, without having it running in your DNA. So there's an expectation amongst us as supporters, but it don't matter. It don't matter this season, because we know what we got. Well, this is more exciting than anything, because it's our own. It's our own. And winning trophies with these players would mean more than anything. We've got Chelsea Blue running all the way through the academy and all the the club all the way through. Ex-pros, ex-professionals, Ashley Cole, and just Chelsea everywhere. And so there's a real Chelsea feel to Chelsea. And for that reason, we also know how good these youngsters are. These are serial winners too. So we know that this is our class of '92, and we could be better than Ajax. People talk about Ajax, and that's the bar. That's where you've got to set your goals at, and your targets at. And people talk about Manchester City last season and the season before, and Pep Guardiola, and is this the best side ever been put together? We're excited because we know what we got. This is something, even though we've won all these trophies down the years, and we know we're going to win with this team anyway, because we know how good this team is. And it's just been incredible. And of course now it's left now where it's so precariously poised now, isn't it? Ajax 7 points, Valencia 7 points, Chelsea 7 points, Lille, everyone thought it'd be a 4-way tie. Lille just the 1 point, have become pretty much the whipping boys really. But 3 clubs, 2 spots, 2 games left, and on the head-to-head it's level your devils too, because Valencia have got the edge on us, we've got the edge on Ajax, and Ajax have got the edge on Valencia. And the next game, of course, is in the Mestalla, Valencia, Spain, and it's massive. What we cannot do is lose that game, because what we don't want is Ajax and Valencia to play out a draw in the last game, knowing that it will serve them both good. So we have to force the issue. We have to force Ajax into playing for a win at home. And we never know, they might fuck up in Lille, we don't know, they might mess up in Lille, but I doubt it. I see Ajax winning that, and I also see us winning our last game against Lille. And so in order to make it happen, we've got to get something in the Mestalla. A win and it's job done. A draw and I think it's advantage us. We just cannot lose there. And wow, this is what it's all about. What a season, eh? I'll tell you now, I'm almost... It's not like you fall out of love with football. It's not like you fall out of love with anything associated with Chelsea, because we love Chelsea, don't we? Yeah, but it's almost like everything's become magnified. Everything's magnified in terms of... It's just so much more exciting now, isn't it? And we've just got a truly magnificent, exciting squad. And as I say, Crystal Palace at the weekend now, coming up, guys, without Juninho, our little magical maestro. But I expected N'Golo Kante to play last night, so perhaps he'll return. And that ain't a bad player to return for us, is it, at the weekend? Guys, I'm absolutely just, as I say, just buzzing, absolutely buzzing. I'm gonna have to go home and get some sleep, but I just wanted to, the day after, the night before, just see how you're feeling out there. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling confident? Can you see us getting a result in Valencia and Mestalla? How did you feel watching that last night? Was you emotionally drained? Was you there, like myself? Where were you sitting? What was the atmosphere like where you were? Well, I know it was fucking good because it was amazing, absolutely, truly amazing. But let us know what you think down below, guys. And come on to Chelsea. Believe, guys, this is a truly magnificent era we're going into. We're going into the next chapter. The next chapter. We've had a quarter of a century. Let's do the next quarter of a century. You know, building upon what we got. And we've got something truly special, guys. We really, really have. Love you loads. Up the Chelsea. Keep the blue flag flying high. And I'll speak to you soon.